Hello, this is Daily Recall for July 9th, 2026. I'm Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. Hope everybody's having a nice night. Hot today, but not as hot as that heat wave last week. Not much going on in the dead of summer here in the middle of summer. A lot of Indian crime stories today, though. They just popped up on the feed. So I guess when there's no real news, you can always count on that stuff, I guess. So, some Sarnia connection, too, on this funny one. Not really funny story, but we got a Sarnia connection, too. Let's just start. Here's Doug Ford, our Premier Doug Ford, who's hiding out this summer. First Chinese EVs arrive in Canada, but they come with high price tag. So yeah, he's commenting on the Chinese electric vehicles. At first he was like against he was very critical of the deal to bring Chinese vehicles, and then he met with Carney, and then he was like, oh, we'll see as long as they make them here, and now he's like critical again. The guy can't make up his mind. But anyway, he's complaining the real cost of imported Chinese cars is Ontario's workers' jobs. He's worried about Ontario workers, but he had no problem importing millions of Indians into Ontario. So, to take jobs from Canadians and kill people on the highways. But he's worried about the Chinese EVs, which is weird. These Chinese EVs that come in, they're like over $100,000. It's like Tesla's way cheaper than that. So, I don't know who's going to buy these Chinese EVs. Anyway, Doug Ford worried about Chinese EVs when we got all these imported Indians. Way more bigger threat than a few Chinese EVs. So yeah, I thought that was funny. Next. What's this one? Oh, I hate these guys. They drive around on these stupid cars with all these decals on their cars. Nothing to see here, folks. Just another Calistani driving in Canada. What's he doing? Why do we let these guys into Canada, Jesus? Them and their AK-47. They're not going to get the Khalistan in India, so they'll probably try to take like Saskatchewan or Brampton. Calistanis. I don't think they want to integrate into Canada, these guys. Okay. They're everywhere, too. Next. Russia. Yeah. Not only we're importing millions of Indians, we want to get into war with Russia. And this is like the same under Trudeau, the same under Carney. It would have been the same under Pierre Poilievre. I don't know. I'm not. Hold on. I'm not, I don't think we should be at war with Russia. But, I have no problem with them. But we're spending billions of dollars, and they want to up the... What's this thing? Hold on. They want to escalate it. Like, they want us to go... Not only do they want us to, keep supplying billions of dollars to Ukraine, but they actually want us to get into an actual confrontation with Russia. There's NATO. That's what they're talking about today. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of interference here. I don't know what it's from. Hello? Okay. I think I fixed it. Next, Indian trucker in Quebec driving a death trap on wheels with a prohibited entertainment device while driving. It's only a matter of time before he causes a serious accident with his distracted driving. He needs his license revoked and needs to be sent back to his country. Let's look at this. He's watching some Indian ball. Some Indian drama of some sort while he's driving, and he's filming himself watching it. Okay. And we were talking the other day about that police cadet got killed in a crash with a transport truck, and then in the East Coast, ambulance driver, a couple ambulance crew got killed with a transport truck. It's like it's summer, right? Like there's no winter, there's no ice on the road. So maybe they're watching TV and then crashing into cars. I don't know. Maybe. It's like the guy's watching the whole thing. That's crazy. How many more Canadians are going to be killed or maimed because of these shit drivers? I don't remember ever. I mean, transport trucks got into accidents. Like, it's happened, obviously. It's not just an Indian thing. But it just seems more dangerous. Obviously, the Humboldt Broncos thing was the big one. But there's been other ones. And I've seen a lot this summer already. And then here's this story here. Trucking companies deemed unsafe, permitted to employ temporary foreign workers. So not only the trucking companies deemed unsafe, but they're allowed to bring temporary foreign workers. I don't know how that works. A company linked to a recent fatal collision in Manitoba is among those that got the rubber stamp to hire migrants. Globe Analysis has found. So yeah, the trucking thing across Canada, it's not just Ontario, it's like literally across Canada. And I don't know what the deal is with the truckers. Like, why are we having all these Indian truckers? Like, is it that bad a job that Canadians don't want to do it? Or is it just a race to the bottom for wages? Probably that. Like, trucking's a competitive industry. So if they can bring in Indians who will work for cheaper and not complain, and safety be damned, I guess that's what they're going to do. So now we're seeing that, and it's not just in Ontario, it's all over Canada. Like, this is in Manitoba, or this one. So the government is letting trucking companies deemed unsafe and accused of stealing wages hire temporary foreign workers. Yes. So yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, hopefully, all you can do is hope for like the robot trucks. The robot trucks. Okay. Next. Indians are not human. This is not human. So we're doing a series of Indian dudes perving on kids because it's kind of becoming an issue, especially if you have kids and you go to a park or whatever. And I had it happen here once, but I'm sure it happens in bigger cities more often. But this guy was like trying to get these little kids. I think this is in England. Trying to get them to take a selfie with him or something, and then some lady pulls up and says, "See this."
Monte.
Well done, Mum. Someone's got to stop him. Well done.
So this guy's sitting there in the middle, a bunch of kids.
No. Leave him alone. Yeah, but leave them alone. I'm going to be parked right there. I'm going to see you. He said to them, do you want to take a selfie? No, they don't want to take a selfie. Go away.
They want to take a selfie. So this guy shows up with a bunch of kids and thinks it's totally normal to say, "Hey,
do you kids know this man? No.
You want to take a selfie with the kid?" Like, come on, man. Like, something I wouldn't ever do, even think about doing in a million years. But this is for them guys, it's totally normal. It's a totally normal thing. What's the big deal? And just the look on his face is, damn, I'm not going to get my selfie. Can you imagine how traumatizing it is to these kids? It's fucking horrible. Next. The Trudeau Liberals created a lax immigration system that was abused by foreign criminal networks. The asylum program is still being abused today. The murderous rise of the Indian gang using Canada's lax immigration laws to expand its network. Yes. With its growing army of foreign workers and students, the Bishni gang has turned Canada into the new battleground for Indian transnational violence. Yeah, maybe we should ban immigration from India. Like, it's not like it's being mean. It's just being like, come on, man. I didn't sign into this. I'm sick of signing into National Post. But anyway, you get the idea. Basically, Canada lets in tons of Indians, and all the criminal Indians come here because they're criminals and they see it. Canada is an easy place to manipulate the laws. And people just say, don't want to do anything because they don't want to look racist. So these Indian guys get away with murder in Canada. In the States, they're starting to actually, the FBI is starting to actually bust these Indian gang guys. But in Canada, it's kid gloves or something, I don't know. But the States, you do some hard time if they catch you doing gangs, like criminal organized crime. You do some really hard time. And those prisons in the States aren't country clubs either. So I'm afraid they'll send they'll just set up shop here instead of the States. Yeah, we gotta crack down on these guys. So, and this isn't the Kalistani guys. This is a different group. The Kalistani guys are terrorists enough, but we got this group. Who knows how many groups? Here's Peace in the Walrus calls for the abolition of the temporary foreign worker program. Yeah, the Walrus isn't that conservative either. Its temporary foreign worker program can't be fixed. Only way to stop companies from abusing the system is to end it. Yeah, and they're like a left-wing magazine. Okay, here's a Sarnia story here. So, a lot of the Sarnia stories that we cover are of the Blue Water Bridge, of Indian truckers getting busted smuggling cocaine and other drugs across the Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia, from Port Huron, Michigan. And this guy, like, there's always an Indian trucker on trial for smuggling cocaine. It's literally they probably have in the Sarnia Observer, they probably have the template ready for Indian truck driver caught smuggling. They just have to change the name, the date, and the amount of drugs. So yeah, basically it's a fill-in-the-blank story for Sarnia. So anyway, this one, he actually got a lot of time. I like to joke that these guys get off easy, but this guy got 15 years. So he was a Brampton truck, like this is how it started. Brampton truck driver Charan Preet Singh, of course, found guilty for 2022. So this happened in 2022. Smuggling of 7.5 million worth of cocaine and heroin into Canada via the Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia, Ontario. After CBSA sent him to inspection at the request of another unknown government agency. Prosecutor determined rugs were initially loaded on a truck in California, driven across the U.S. to Indiana, then transferred to Singh's truck. Okay, so he was convicted of smuggling 7.5 million of cocaine, and then he and heroin. So apparently he was sentenced to 15 years. He had a GPS ankle monitor, and he was just about to check in 4 days before checking in for his 15-year stint, and he fled the country. They took his passport, so he still got out of the country without his passport. He probably had his Indian passport, but he's gone. He's long gone. But, you know, this is kind of a good idea. Like, if you get every Indian to... Anyway, it's a good way to deport Indians if they want to avoid big prison sentences. They deport themselves. But he probably borrowed his cousin's passport and said, I need your passport. They all get the same name. They all just do the same hairstyle. And you're good to go. So that's probably what happened. How did he get out of the country? I wonder how. So yeah, this guy's gone. 15 years in the can. That's actually a lot for Canada. I'm pretty impressed, actually. He couldn't do the 15 years. He's like, screw this, I'm going back to India. Some people would rather die than go back to India. But this guy didn't want to do 15 years, so he'd rather go back to India. He could always go somewhere else. He's only 29 years old. All right, next. It's a truck driver night tonight. It's summer too, you know. There shouldn't be no truck accidents. Like, very few truck accidents. Maybe people partying, but not truck accidents. Truck accidents, I could see more in the winter. Police allege a semi driven by Prijipal Panwar, 35, that killed 49-year-old in Manitoba was driving without a proper license. The company, which employed majority TFW drivers, had lost its safety certification 2 years earlier. So yeah, that's basically this company sucks and they shouldn't be in the trucking business, but they are. All right, that's the one we were talking about, Manitoba. Next. Quebec, it is truck day today. We're talking about trucks. Quebec is introducing new rules specifically for truckers from Ontario following several collisions involving heavy vehicles. Following several collisions, Quebec has announced new measures aimed at addressing the issue of inexperienced drivers from Ontario. Under the changes announced Thursday, truck drivers in Ontario with less than 2 years of experience who wish to work in Quebec and exchange their Class 1 will be required to take practical exams. This requirement applies to all drivers with less than 2 years of Class 1 driving experience. If these drivers fail the practice test twice, they will be required to complete mandatory training. So it looks like Quebec's trying to say trying to like crack down a little on shitty drivers. I don't know. Next story. It's Indian night and it's trucking night. Seriously. It's like we don't live in Canada anymore. We're living in India. We're covering the Indian news. It's crazy, really. It's insane. I actually miss talking about Canadian stories. I do. Amandeep Dougal of Surrey, BC. Sorry. Oh, God. Mandeep Dougal of Surrey, BC charged borrowers for creating fake income documents. Surrey, Brampton of the West. Needs CRA-linked income verification ASAP. Mortgage broker submitted false income documents with 8 applications. So basically, we talked a lot about this mortgage fraud. That's how they're able to buy all these houses when regular people can't even get a loan for $100,000. So basically, this mortgage broker did all the fake documents. How minutes are this happening? How much fake documents are floating around Canadian real estate? Anyway, she got caught, this one. But how many fake mortgages are out there? That's a good question. Next, more Indians. So apparently these Indians were throwing garbage in the river and someone caught them.
God, what is wrong? People throwing their garbage out in the river. Why are you throwing garbage out in the river? No, I just saw you. Your plastic bag. Plastic bag is garbage in the Credit River.
Credit River.
Only food. Oh, so you shot yourself and then threw your fucking shit in the fucking river? Oh my God. What is wrong with you guys? You're going on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
So they threw a plastic bag of stuff in the river. And she said, she said food. I think she said food. But he says poo. That it was only poo in the bag. But I think she said food. So they basically said, oh, it's just food we were throwing away. But still, you've thrown food in the plastic bag in the river. It's just, you've seen the Indian rivers of garbage. So you're just very afraid that it's going to be like that here. I can't stand garbage everywhere. Even around Sarnia, I'm starting to see litter everywhere. And sometimes, there's litter because it's windy and the wind blows the garbage everywhere. Or the snow melts and there's uncovered garbage. But no, this is just people littering. So I'm kind of not happy about that.
People throw it.
Next. National Post. A non-citizen with manslaughter conviction was under court-ordered supervision when police found a loaded handgun, cocaine, and fentanyl in his car. Why David Jadwa was still in the country at the time of the most recent offenses is the question no one could answer. So this guy's from Africa. They treat the Africans really easily, very leniently. Where is he from? He came from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone when he was 13. They won't deport him. I'm trying to get this stupid National Post article. Oh, God. Anyway. Why is he still here? So he's not a Canadian. He's been here since 2000 when he was 13. So, yeah. This is kind of in the ban Africa ban immigration from Africa series. A lot of these cases, just like a lot of the Indians in the news, for crime, criminal shit, and scammery, got in a lot of these Africans too. Next, who is this guy? 63-year-old Brampton man. It's crime day today, Indian crime day. 63-year-old Brampton man has been sentenced to 20 years in U.S. federal prison for leading. That's a big one. U.S. They dropped the hammer in the U.S. 20 of them, and he'll do a lot of it. They won't let him out early. 63. He's 63. Holy fuck. They might let him out when he's ready to die. 63-year-old Brampton man. He's 63. You might as well kill him. He's been sentenced to 20 years in U.S. federal prison too. Like, it's gonna be hard. He's not gonna like it. For leading a criminal organization that trafficked more than 850 kilograms of meth and cocaine from the U.S. into Canada. Gurumrit Sidhu pleaded guilty to operating a continual criminal enterprise. So who knows how much trafficking gets done with these Indian truck drivers? I don't know. I know it's not just them. I know. But this guy's going to do some hard time. 20 years, man. The U.S. really. Here he would have got, I don't know what he would have got here. Maybe he would have got 20. But in Canada, I have a feeling the prisons in Canada aren't as bad as the ones in the U.S. Okay. There's the Sarnia guy again. Convicted of smuggling. Cut the GPS ankle monitor. Escaped Canada 4 days before his 15-year prison sentence. On the bright side, he's not our problem anymore. He's India's problem now. Like, I'm sure he'll try to get back into Canada. No, maybe not. But if he would have done his 15 years, we would have to pay for his upkeep in the prison system, and then he would have done all his appeals, and he would have tried to get out early, and then he ended up staying in Canada. So maybe it's a good thing he took off. Maybe it's a good thing. All right. U.S. has indicted Gurtej Raj Singh Smag of Creston for drug smuggling. The Smags are orchid owners. I have family there, and I have driven past the storefront dozens of times. Turns out the guy was also caught this long ago, but Canada wouldn't deport him. He was caught doing this long ago, but Canada wouldn't deport him, of course. So BC man indicted in U.S. fought off deportation in 2008 despite drug conviction. So he got, in the U.S. he's indicted. But here, nothing happened to him 20 years ago. Holy shit. No wonder the Indians are coming to Canada. The criminals. Literally, they can operate. The guy's got a farm and everything. Got busted for doing drug trafficking. And he still didn't get deported. Crazy. Singh said he made a mistake by not... Okay. Here's another one. House arrest for temporary resident guilty of sexual assault. It's Indian crime night. This is in Prince George. A BC Supreme Court judge sentenced a temporary resident from India who pleaded guilty to sexual assault to 170 days house arrest, followed by 18 months probation. So basically, he's a rapist, and he got house arrest, okay? And he's not even Canadian, okay? Agreed statement of facts read in court said Singh met the woman through her cousin the previous month. On the day of the crime, she communicated via Snapchat with someone she believed to be Singh. But Singh said it was a friend who was using his account. They made plans to visit Westlake Provincial Park for a bonfire, but they instead went to the basement suite at a house near. I don't understand it. Singh said it was a friend using his account. The man's friend brought the woman into a bedroom Singh remained outside and became turned on and excited. Once his friend left the bedroom, Singh entered and immediately took off his pants and underpants before forcing her into sex act. Later asked the woman or her cousin if they wanted to leave, so he drove them back. Singh admitted that he made a mistake because he did not ask the woman if she wanted to have sex, and he did not take reasonable steps to ascertain her consent. So he made a mistake. Said Singh had been in Canada since 2023, had no prior criminal record, and is married and works as a security guard. Oh, God. Liu said the Crown submission conceded that negotiated sentence was low because there could be issues with the warrant statement Singh gave to police, including language and constitutional rights. While the complainant cooperated with the Crown, she expressed reluctance to testify in court. Liu also said Singh's guilty plea in cooperation with police were mitigating circumstances. The sentence is below the normal range. However, they say that in the unique circumstances of the difficulty of the Crown's case and the other circumstances described above, this is a fit and reasonable sentence. Alright. I don't understand what's going on here. So he basically raped somebody. I don't understand this. So basically in Canada you can rape somebody. As long as you're an Indian or a minority. If you're white and you rape somebody, you're going to jail. Singh said he made a mistake by not asking the woman he forced himself upon if she wanted to. Chose not to place Singh on National Sex Offender Registry after hearing that he faces potential immigration consequences. Oh my God. That's horrible. He should be out of the country. Alright. Next. This guy. He's talking about this is horrible. I don't know if it's hard to say if the girl he raped was like an Indian girl and she might have been ashamed into not testifying. Who knows? But the point is he was guilty and he's still here. That's the big thing. Why is he still here? Why are a lot of these guys still here? Alright. It's just a scamming. Bunch of scammers. The ones that aren't rapists are scammers. It seems that way. Or park perverts. Alright, this will be the last thing of the night. Oh my God, it's been all about truck drivers and Indians and crime. With one African thrown in the mix. Here's Jamie Sarkanak. She's talking a lot about this stuff. She works at the National Post, but she's talking a lot about immigration and crime. She's talking about the Sarnia, the guy who took off before going to jail, the Sarnia drug trafficker. Okay. So, 4 days before the guy is going to do 15 years in the can, he takes off his GPS ankle bracelet and flees the country. So, at least he's gone. But anyway, she's like, it's like the courts are run by Johnny English or Inspector Clouseau. Just look at this. A drug runner from abroad was granted bail, only $50,000 bail too, on an ankle GPS with passport seized to keep him in the country. Only $50,000 bail. Of course he's going to run off. Now you think that someone with cross-border crime connections would be well positioned to flee the country without a passport if he took the simple step of cutting off his ankle bracelet. And you would be right. But that didn't occur to the court, I guess. And now the guy has somehow fled the country without his passport. Either he's in India, took his cousin's passport, or he snuck over into the States and he's hiding out over in the States. Who knows? Good riddance. We didn't want you here anyway, so we don't have to worry about paying for your 15-year stay. See you later, buddy. So yeah, that's crazy. All trucking and crime, Indian crime. I think I saw another truck thing today. Might as well finish it off. All right. This today, I saw this. We're not safe. This POS pulled a U-turn on the Trans-Canada Highway right in front of me with my loaded horse trailer and 2 children doing 90 kilometers an hour. He cut it so hard he jackknifed the rib, trying to get the Summerside off-ramp. My defensive driving engine brakes got us safely off the road. So basically, the guy was on the highway trying to do a U-turn. Look at that. That's crazy. Look, you notice the road. There's no ice. It's just sheer stupidity. Look at that. Oh my God. That's the last thing. Anyway, you get the picture. It's like every day now. You see this truck driver crashes. And imagine when the weather gets shitty. Anyway, that's it for tonight. The next broadcast will be Monday, July 13th. Until then, everybody have a nice weekend. Get some sunshine. We'll see you then.